By 8 a.m., family, friends, relatives and lawyers of Dr. Kiza Besigye and Obeid Lutale were already at the Makindye-based court-martial. The lawyers, among them Kenya's opposition politician Martha Karua, who is now the lead counsel, Arias Lukwago and others, had showed up to represent Besigye and Lutale. 50 defense lawyers were expected to attend today's court, but just 35 of them showed up. The duo's relatives were present to witness their fate, hoping that the case would go their way. After about 2 hours, the lawyers of Besigye and Lutale attempted to enter the courtroom but were prevented on grounds that security had to first confirm their details before allowing them into the courtroom. As the verification process was going on and lawyers allowed to enter courtroom one after another, a van, locally referred to as a drone, drove in at exactly 10:45 a.m. under tight security. Inside the drone was Kiza Besigye and Obeid Lutale. They alighted and were escorted into the court. And when the court was ready to handle the case, Ernest Kalibala, one of the lawyers of Besigye and Lutale, informed the chairman of the court-martial that most of his colleagues, including the lead lawyer, had been denied entry into the courtroom.
The humble request is that they are allowed to come in with those phones so that they are able to represent the client effectively.
The chairman of the court-martial would minutes later adjourn court twice, first for 20 minutes and later for a further 10 minutes to allow defense lawyers who had been prevented from entering courtroom to finalize verification with security and allowed into court. Upon the expiry of this time frame, court session resumed and some of the lawyers who had been earlier restricted from accessing the courtroom had finally been allowed to attend the session.
Honorable Martha Karua, she has not had any opportunity as the lead counsel to interact with the accused persons. Mr. Chairman, the right to a fair hearing entails effective representation under Article 28 and the relevant authorities we have here. So we have to have the team fully constituted.
However, the state informed court that only 4 of the entire team presented by defense lawyer Arias Lukwago had met all the requirements to defend the accused persons.
So those ones who have not complied shouldn't be on record.
The defense lawyers also requested to be given time so they could speak with their clients, Besigye and Lutale.
We need a private space where we can interact with Lutale and Besigye and advise them on confidential issues.
You are given 30 minutes as you requested to interact with your clients.
Court resumed a few minutes past 2 p.m.
We have been instructed to seek for short adjournment to process Martha Karua's papers as earlier notified by this honorable court.
Colonel retired Dr. Kiza and your colleague, your case is adjourned to 10th December 2024 for mention and ruling on issues raised by Road Mayor.
The defense lawyers say they are not comfortable with the court-martial's decision to adjourn the case to next week, even though they are the ones who requested for adjournment. They had hoped to return to court tomorrow, Tuesday, or on Wednesday, but that won't be possible.
As Pan-African lawyers and politicians, we are taking this matter very seriously. We are going to stand in solidarity and we will file other cases.
The lawyers of Besigye and Lutale are also planning to sue the governments of Uganda and Kenya at the East African Court of Justice and other regional and international courts in the coming days. Daniel Kibet, NTV.